This video was brought to you by Embedded System Solution, a company composed of like-minded electrical engineers, computer engineers, and computer scientists, and whose main goal is assisting our engineering customers, non-engineering customers, and technician level customers with their electrical and computer engineering level and technician level needs. Our customers range everywhere from engineering students to university professors, technicians to engineers, junior engineers to senior engineers. Please feel free to visit us at www.embeddedsystemsolution.com. Again, www.embeddedsystemsolution.com, or better yet, email us at support@embeddedsystemsolution.com. And like always, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like. Okay, so again, this is a continuation of the previous video. This is part B. And unfortunately, my computer crashed before I was able to save it, and so the whole thing went down the drain. So I have to do this, and I'm sorry if I don't have the same enthusiasm, but hopefully it reflects, right? Because regardless, I'm excited about this. So anyways, so we're ready to cover the first part, which is the basic Git. So this training covers branching. What is a branch? How to create a branch? How to delete a branch? What is a branch? How to switch from a branch? What exactly is then a pointer to a branch? What is a commit? So it's it's the second part to it. So it's definitely it's the guts of Git. This is the heart of Git. So and again, this represents, some of this represents the end of the road for some users, some viewers, because again, you can use Git just as a version control. You know, this training session module does not cover Git in terms of backup or multiple collaborators. This is just the basic day-to-day usage. How is it that you use Git on a daily basis? And so that's what this covers. So anyways, let's continue on. And again, you know, the frustration, hopefully it'll go away. So anyways, so here you have the first command. So again, this is something pictorially. This is something that we want to show, not just the theory, right? And so we want you to have a visual concept of what's going on. And you can have both pictures, the one on the left and the one on the right. But anyways, so in fact, before I forget, you know, this training. Okay, so let's continue going. So this is, here we have the first commit. So again, you have a master branch. This would represent a master. So every time you see something that's squared like that and it's orange, it represents the master branch. And this is the head. Now this doesn't make sense right now, but it will soon, right? So again, in the my project, all we have is a file, and we did the commit, and it took a snapshot of it, and that's the snapshot, right? So now it turns out we want to create a second file. And again, revision control is like going back in time, and that's what we're going to see. So just keep that in mind. So anyway, so we have a second file that we're going to create. So instead of editing files, here we're only creating files. Only because editing files, it'll be a lot more difficult to show pictorially. So anyways, so you create a second file. It's a yellow file. And again, you run the dir command, and as you can tell, here you can see that not only the purple file exists, but now the yellow file and the Git repository is there. So there you can see all three, one folder and two files, right? And so you can see the contents of it. Now, if you run the git status command, of course, like before, you know, it's going to tell you, hey, you know, in this my project, in this project folder, there seems to be a file that it's not tracked, and so do you want to track it? And it tells you what to do again. So of course you're gonna do what Git tells you, and you're gonna add it. So now the thing about it is, again, Git does not give you a response, so there's nothing that, you know, so, but it's okay. You know that it's added, and again, you can run the git status command, and the git status command tells you and lets you know, hey, what's going on, right? So right now it's telling you, hey, there seems to be a file that you need to commit, but you don't have to commit. Changes to be committed. So commit, again, it's, you only do a commit whenever you see the progress that you have done throughout the day. You feel that it's enough to do a commit to the repository. And a good example of when to do commit, I'm sorry, let me move this here. A great example of when to use commit is like if you're not using Git, is when you do a copy of the project folder. That would be a good time to do a commit. If you're thinking of the old method, you know, but anyways, so it's Git status is telling you, hey, do the commit. So you don't have to, but whenever you feel ready, right? And so of course, whenever you're ready, you're going to do a git commit, and as the message, you're going to put second commit. Now, I don't know if I mentioned this before, because again, you know, the file got corrupted and my computer crashed before I was able to save. But if in case I forgot, the message can be the git commit -m message. The message is, it could be as long as you want or as short as you want. that message, whenever you do a commit, it lets other people know or see why is it that you did the commit, what exactly did you do. So in my example, it was at the time, it was my boss would look at those messages. He was, oh, okay, this is why he did the commit. So if you're going to do a commit, just make sure to know why you did that commit. And that message right there can be as long as you want, as short as you want. Hopefully it's as descriptive as necessary. Don't put commit, something vague and small and simple. Be as long as possible. So anyways, so you're going to do a second commit, and there's the command and there's the response that's telling you, hey, you did a commit. But it's okay. So now look at the snapshot. So again, there's two different views of looking at it, right? So now it's the one on the left. So again, it took a picture, Git took a picture of the project folder, and at this time you have two files. What is it? The purple file, and which I think it's pink, and the yellow one, right? And so it took exact, and hopefully you can see that snapshot is an exact copy. But notice how it made a copy, but it still has the original snapshot on the only purple file. And so that's gonna make sense. That's gonna come to in the future in a little bit. You will see. That's gonna make sense in a little bit because we're gonna revert back to it. So just keep track that the second one, you created a second file, and that's the second commit, and it's the yellow file. I'm sorry, 1 second. Bueno. De maíz. Correcto. Bueno. Ándale pues, papá. Thank you, Bye. Bye. Okay. Sorry about that. Phone call. So, so the second commit, yeah, so just keep in mind, right? Okay, so you have the second commit. Now the branch points to the second commit, and again, the index or the pointer points to the master. Bueno, mande. Si quiere hacer eso, papá, ándale pues, papá. Sí, por favor, papá. Ándale pues, jefe, aquí lo espero, Ándale pues, papá. Adiós. Sí, 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 está bien, está bien, está bien. Bye. Bye. Okay, so you do the second command, it's pointing towards the second file. Okay, so again, we're getting to the heart of this, right? And so again, you want to create a third file, which is a green file, right? So nothing special about this. Of course, you do the list of the files inside of the project folder, and you can tell right here, you just added the green file. So again, just keep in mind of this, right? And so again, you do the git status. Of course, it's going to list the file that you just created, and it's telling you, hey, it's not here. So of course, you're going to do git add. And again, you're not going to get a response from Git. There's no response in that command. I don't know why. Then you get status and, hey, congratulations, you added that file. So now it's being tracked, but it hasn't been committed. And you don't want to commit necessarily. After you create the file, typically you open it with Notepad and you edit it a little bit, and then you save it, and then you want to do a commit. So anyways, but just for the sake of examples, again, we're showing the concept of Git, not necessarily the rest, right? But you can edit the file. This can be an edit. So anyways, so eventually, of course, you're going to do a commit, and it's the third commit. Again, you're going to do the third commit to the green file. And again, that's the command, that's the output. And so again, if you look at the top left, the one image, on the third commit, you have three files. What is it? Purple, yellow, and green, right? And so that's how the project folder looked when the third commit. And keep that in mind, because we will keep it purple, yellow, and green. Now, if you're having a hard time tracking this, imagine without Git. Imagine not using Git. Once you use Git, it's like, wow, I can't believe I did this without using Git. So anyways, so you do the third commit, and the third commit contains the three files, right? And everything the same, right? And so now we're going to do something different. Okay, so now we're going to touch up on branches. What is a branch? So anyways, so if you run the git branch command, there it is. what it does is it gives you a listing of all the branches in your repository. Now in this case, because it's a new repository, it's only one branch, right? And that branch is called master. There's no other branch, right? So it kind of doesn't make sense when it's just when you run this command. But let's do something different, right? Let's create a branch. So to create a branch, you run the git branch, but then you put the name of the branch, right? And so again, there's already a branch called master, but now you're creating a second branch. And so after running that command, again, there's no output from git. I don't know why. So that pointer, now can you see the issue 23 branch? Hey, now we have two branches. And the pointer, by the way, to create the